Hello everyone and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we're talking about the seeming epilogue of Season of the Witch. Now this video is going up on Tuesday, so if anything happens at reset, it won't be in this video because I'm recording it very early in the morning. So good morning or afternoon or wherever you are. You get the point. You get the point. So there are some things that we are still going to get, like radio messages and something with the Imbaru engine stuff, which is really cool, by the way. So the season isn't technically over, but I think we've gotten a majority of what we're gonna get. And in my opinion, it's a little underwhelming. I will say that overall, this arc for Eris and Ikora, Zivus, Savathun, etc. It is a brilliant arc because it takes a character in Eris and she finally gets what she's looking for, at least as far as Savathun goes, because with Oryx, she was very integral in his death. Same thing for Crota. I mean, she was there every step of the way for both of those big boys. But for Savathun, she was more of a bystander. She wasn't as integral, I would say. She was definitely there. She definitely participated. But she didn't have that full vengeance, I guess. You know, it's not just that. It's kind of like you gotta fight fire with fire. And there was no way to defeat Xivu that didn't result in some negative things happening aside from this. You know, with this outcome, Xivu is mortal. Savathun, although she may be alive, which, yes, by the way, if you didn't read the lore card, she is alive. But, you know, she's back, but we have Amaru, you know, we have leverage against Savathun, so if she tries anything sneaky, she's gonna get bodied, okay? Or at least she won't be able to come back. So, lots to think about if you're Lord Daddy Bife, and especially with this story going forward. Now, I will echo that not having Savathun come back for a second time in the cutscene was kind of silly, because people are going to miss that, and people are going to be like, whoa, wait a second. Savathun be back? When did this happen? And people will be like, well, it was last season, you silly goose. And people will be like, what do you want about? Savathun Eris literally, like, yacked her. And you're gonna be like, yeah, she did. But Amaru was like, nah, honey, she's coming back. And then she ran away. She ran away like the coward that Savathun is. So, you know, the Hive power spectrum is up for grabs, which is something that should very much concern everybody. Because Savathun is the only one who can take up that mantle at the moment. So, or at least the most powerful Hive who can take up that space. I think also something to keep in mind before I get more into criticism and kind of steer away from fact here is that I do think expectations are a little bit higher for seasonal stuff, because the most recent expansion didn't deliver the way that we hoped it would. And, you know, I've beaten Lightfall like a dead horse, but, I mean, it's true, it took a whole other season after to explain what happened in that DLC. So, again, the reason my expectations are higher is because we got literal canon necessary, like exposition last season, and in this season, you know, it's still good stuff. It's just not the origin of the Witness alongside of a former worm that defected from the Hive. There's so much good stuff in Season of the Deep. So I think Season of the Witch is really fun. I'm always gonna love a season that has anything to do with Hive and Eris, and that's just my opinion. You can hate it all you want. I will say, just on the fact side for criticism, again, you gotta have these more critical moments in the cutscenes, because then again, people are just gonna miss it, and that's a huge part of the story, is knowing what's going on. It's continuity, right? And that's been a problem for Bungie before. Like when Cade was in dialogue for Strikes, and people were like, "Who is this Cade guy?" And people would be like, "Well, he's been dead for a while," and then the kindergartens would be like, "Well, if he's been dead, then why is he in the story?" Well, you see, it's a simulation of the story before he died. Go watch the Forsaken cutscenes on YouTube, which, by the way, archives on the Destiny YouTube channel. They got a lot of cutscenes there from old seasons, so you should definitely watch those if you are confused at any point as to what is happening, because that is a great place to do it. Bungie has been very, very stringent on the fact that nobody else except for them is going to be uploading cutscenes, at least straight cutscenes from now on. If you want to use cutscenes for creative purposes like I do, that's fine, but if you're just uploading cutscenes for fun, to get views or whatever, or for the ease of access anyways, that's what some people did, because Bungie wasn't doing it. Well, you can't do that anymore anyways. Bungie's doing it, which is great. That's not a bad thing. Let me get that clear. It's not a bad thing. So yeah. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Thoughts and whatnot. I might make another video after the season, the mid-season patch goes live, to kind of discuss how those changes are going. But let me know what you guys thought about this season. I've had a lot of fun. You know, there's still some season to go, so we'll see what happens with the remainder of it. And yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and comment down below what your favorite Hive logogram is. I don't know, just whatever. See you guys in the next one.